Hey everybody, welcome to another LaFemmeN Podcast. It is Saturday again, and I am joined once again by Info Guy. You want to say hi? Wait, your microphone just cracked.
Hello?
There we go. That's better.
Okay,
That's better. Much better. Can hear you now.
okay. That's
Just
good.
just a little crack there.
Mm.
So we've had a very slow week this week with gaming news and stuff because other things have been taking place this week. Hey Maddie, welcome. So there's not much really that I think that it's gonna be a bit shorter today. The
Yeah.
podcast is gonna be a bit shorter today. Um, Not saying that's a bad thing. It's just unfortunately some certain events have taken place over the past week. So some of the stuff we're going to be talking about is a lot of delays that is happening. So no, we're not done yet, Maddie.
We
It's
could
not.
be. You never
We,
know.
it could be. Could be. You don't know. But yeah. So I mean, it's not that quick. This would be the quickest podcast I think in history if we were done that quick. But we're not done that quick. Don't worry, we're not done that quick. So
Kakehara, Hugh Jackman is only for special occasions. You can't just keep throwing him out. You have to save him for prime time when the topics get juicy. Then you
just,
throw out a Hugh Jackman.
it's not Hugh Jackman. No, yes, Carrie. Just not everything is about Hugh Jackman. Damn it. Oh my goodness, Hugh Jackman. So yeah, so it's gonna be a very quick, not very quick, but it will be shorter than usual. Because of the some of the delays. One being the PlayStation 5 reveal event
Yes.
was delayed. So it was supposed to broadcast on the 4th of June, but now it's only going to. Well, we don't know when it's going to take place. They need to reveal when that's going to happen. So they've postponed that. And we all know, in light of what has been happening, with all the protests in the US and everything. So that is on hold. So we'll just have to wait for them. And hey, Thunder Phoenix. No, he's not in. He's not in the kitchen. He's not in the. Why would he be in the kitchen, Maddie? Info guy, could you please just tell them where you're? You're not in the kitchen. He's in the limb cupboard today. Space kitchen. What? He's in space. Okay, he was on the SpaceX thing. Um,
Anywhere and everywhere. That's where I could be.
Anywhere and everywhere. That's where you could be. And hey, thank you for the follow. And thank you for the bits, Ginger Avenger. I appreciate it. Thank you for the bitty bits. So yeah, and hey, I Lippy. So yeah, I mean, it's not how we feel about this. It just is what it is. It's just gonna have to. We're just gonna have to see when they're going to announce when they will, basically broadcast. I mean, I think it will be within the next week or so.
Yeah, everything's probably just pushed back a week or two at the most, I think. I'm
Yeah.
hoping things die down and we get a little bit of normalcy because like this year's been like topsy turvy since the beginning. It's
Yep.
what next? I don't want to jinx it now.
No,
Don't knock
don't
on wood.
jinx it, please. Don't jinx it.
Yeah,
Don't say what's gonna happen next.
because like every month there's like drama to like the nth degree. Something else just happens.
Yeah, it's just like this year. I mean, everyone was like,
Yeah,
"Yay, 2020, woohoo!" And it's just
yeah. Remember when we were happy it was a new decade?
yes, we were all like, "Yay, it's a new decade, woohoo!" And this year
Yeah,
has been kind of sucky. So I mean, it's if it's not the delays, it's viruses that is just.
yeah. Pretty much the year's gonna end with like a comet heading towards Earth, and then it'll just be like the end 2020.
I
Yeah.
know it's just. I think a lot of people are thinking, you know what? I hope this year ends real quick. Like people want the year to end really quick because it's just too much. It's
You never know. My year might get better. It's not always down. It could go up.
I don't know. Literally everything's delayed. 2020 can just leave. You see there? It's just, yeah. I mean, enjoy your dinner, Maddie. Enjoy your dinner. But yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah. And Ginger Venture says, and there's talk of a Bloodborne remaster for the PS5.
Wouldn't
Ooh,
that just can't PS4 games run on a PS5? So wouldn't that be like slightly?
redundant.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like the PS3 going to the PS4 where like the games are like on totally different architecture. Now we're gonna have some backwards compatibility with the
And,
PS5 apparently. So
and it's coming to PC. I've heard that
oh,
as
I
well.
heard about that PC would be a different story though.
Yeah,
'Cause
and wait,
I think
Thunder
yeah.
Phoenix says, yep, I see Demon Souls PS5 has basically been confirmed too.
Oh yeah, but Bluepoint maybe.
Yes, there.
That,
Thunder
but that,
Phoenix says.
that's always been like a strong rumor, but I don't. They've never confirmed it, but it's been a very, very strong rumor. I think Jason Schreider, formerly
Yeah,
of Kotaku, but now I think he does a little bit of stuff for Bloomberg. So I'm
yeah,
open to correction about that. He's been hinting heavily that what Bluepoint is working on is like a Souls game, and specifically Demon Souls. So it's very likely.
yeah.
I
So,
don't think you need a Bloodborne remaster because you could. I think you could just do a patch for the PS5 version and like you just use your PS4 version, like you have with like your PS4 Pro and PS4 games, where you can have like an updated visuals and like the boost and better frame rate and whatnot.
yeah.
Could maybe do that with a PS5. I don't know if it would need a total remaster, but I mean I wouldn't mind a total remaster, but I don't think they would. Maybe. I'm open to anything really.
Yeah, you always open to anything. I mean, obviously, like, we're always open to anything to be.
I always debate the likelihood of something, but if it's actually going to happen is like a totally different story. Like I don't mind it happening.
Well,
But I'll
there's a.
debate.
Yeah, Kaki's just posted a link regarding that, so that's something that could be. I mean, it's not a bad thing. Oh, but, question. Do we
Yeah,
think it will be released within the first year of the PS5 being launched?
but yeah, we will have to see what goes on with Bluepoint because I don't know if they've got a big enough staff to actually do that.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll just have to see what happens. But I mean, maybe they have it in the first year. People will be really, really happy. So I mean, we'll just have to see what happens. So yeah.
Hmm.
So another company that also, because a lot of companies have basically, you know, delayed everything, which is understandable, for this week. Well, it wasn't this week. It wasn't happening this week. It was Cyberpunk's. They had their own little thing. What did they call it? A little news broadcast called
Isn't that
Nights.
the Live Wire Night City Live Wire something or other?
Something like that.
Yeah, but
So,
they also delayed there. Everything's like everything that you thought was happening the next week or two has probably been delayed. So it's
yeah.
just easy to assume. Just assume. Just like add anything that you're looking forward to, add a week or two, and
Yeah, just add.
that'll be accurate.
Yeah, because that's also being delayed as well. So that was supposed to happen on June 11th, and then it's delayed to the 25th of June. But it's not so bad. I mean, like, it's not bad. It's still happening within the same month, so it should be fine. But yeah, so I mean, okay. I would say EA as well, but
Do we care?
yeah, no, that's a question. Do we care? Do we
I
care
mean,
about
like
that?
I know we rag on EA, but like I mean, like
Do we care about EA
there's
right
a
now?
reason. There's a reason we rag on them so much
Yeah, we.
because all their conference thingies they have are usually like 90% disappointment and the rest is sports games, and then like maybe there's a tiny glimmer of something good, like one thing out of their whole like hour-long conference or however long they make it. Like there's usually one good thing,
Yeah.
and
So
then somehow they mess it up later, which is like terrible.
yeah.
Like
So
I mean, I mean, they have been doing better. I will give them credit where credit is due. They did better with that new Star Wars game that came out.
That
That
is
was,
the only thing, but that's the only thing that they had going for them. It's
I mean,
literally the only thing they had going for them. And
you got it
that game didn't have any like loot boxes or anything like that. That's the reason why.
because they learned their lesson.
But
Oh, and apparently they're doing a remaster of Reckoning, Amalur Reckoning. It's going to be called the Re-Reckoning or something or other. That's an old RPG, third-person RPG action game from just like from 2010s, roundabout early 2010s.
I'm just
That
taking.
apparently might be nice, but apparently the IP is owned by it's not owned by EA. It was bought by THQ Nordic, I think.
Yeah.
So they kind of reached a deal where, because EA owns the publishing right, but THQ owns the IP rights, which is like always weird with that sort of stuff. So I think they reached a publishing deal, so THQ Nordic could remake the game and EA will publish it.
Okay.
So
Well,
that's apparently something.
well, I've
But
got it running
that,
on the background there from IGN that they did a review on it years and years ago.
yeah,
What looks like years and years ago looks really old.
yeah, that game had a very sorted history and development. Like, if you want to see like drama and development, you can just like Google that. You'll have a nice long read. I'm sure I think there's quite a few videos about it on YouTube as well, just like the development drama that they went through with that game.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like a bad development crew. I think they just kind of got unlucky with when they released and how they released and whatnot.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, but also Ginger Avenger said Dead Space Trilogy remastered, maybe. I mean,
Ooh, that would be nice.
you know, I would be interested on that one. I wouldn't mind that
Yeah,
one. I would
that'd
like
be
it.
nice.
And hey, Bethany, welcome, Bethany. So, okay, so a lot of people are hyped up for the Kingdoms of Amalur remaster, if that's a thing. If
Yeah,
it's really happening.
I think it might be do better now, especially if they worked out all the bugs and little tweaks and stuff. Because apparently, when it initially came out, the demo that came out was full of problems and it turned a lot of people off. But later, when the actual game came out, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't
Yeah.
like terrible. It wasn't great, but it wasn't like bad either. So maybe maybe it deserves a little second chance and like maybe people appreciate it more. Maybe they'll
Was
kind of
it
agree with it with how the release is now.
Was this game available on all consoles? Because I see the IGN showing it on PlayStation.
I think it was just PS3 and Xbox 360. I don't know about
Okay.
PC. I don't know
Well,
about PC.
nowadays things come to PC as well, so I mean that'll
Yeah,
be
I'm sure
good.
they'll do a port. It depends what engine they use and whatnot, how hard it is for them to and how much effort they put into remaster. We'll see.
Yeah.
You know, you get your different qualities of remaster. You get your slight reskin where they slightly redid the texture a little bit and say, "Oh, done."
Yeah.
And then you get your full-on remake, remaster style with like the Resident Evil games and Final Fantasy VII. We'll see where they fall in between.
But I'm sure everybody's imagining like what this game is going to look like on a PS5 or Xbox Series X, like remastered. I mean, I'm just picturing it right now. I don't even know this game, but I'm just looking at visuals from the IGN review of it, and
Yeah.
I can just imagine what it would look like. And Lippy, I'm gonna check now for you. What's the next event? I did check the Summer Games Fest. They have their whole list there. I'll check. I don't think it's. I'll go through the list now. We can maybe just go over it as well. When we're done talking about like all these extra little remasters and stuff that everybody's looking forward to. And Ginger Venus says, I'm just waiting to pre-order Amalur. Am I saying that right? Amalur. A baseball player started that.
It's a fantasy name. There's no official pronouncement.
Hold up. The Ginger Venus
Amalur.
says a baseball player started that game. And they borrowed too much from the States and then they went bankrupt.
Yeah, I told you. There's a very jaded story. If you Google it, you'll find out. It's kind of interesting.
Drama.
Yeah.
My goodness.
I think there's one or two documentaries about it. Well, YouTube documentaries about it. So it's a good
surprise
subject
me.
just to, if you're a little bored, you can go Google that and find little tidbits.
Yeah.
Drama.
I mean, that I didn't know there was so much drama going on with that. So So that was
Yeah.
something that you guys wanted to see. You're hoping for these remasters. And then we were talking about EA. So I don't know what they will bring to the table. I have no idea
Uh,
what EA will.
guaranteed sports games and a little bit of
I
disappointment.
saw what you guys put in the Discord. I saw you,
Yeah.
Thunder Phoenix, as well. I saw you guys like ragging on
Yeah.
EA, giving them a hard
Yeah.
time. But yes, we can more than likely. I mean, if bets were on, we'll
Yeah.
just see, these sports games, which is great, fantastic. We really want to see that.
But all this delays kind of puts everything more in the time frame of like when E3 was, because E3 was
Yes.
around about middle of June, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
From when it used to happen. It's been
Yes.
so long since we had an E3.
Wow, this
I,
game got a 9 from IGN.
ooh. Yeah, I told
Amazing
you it wasn't.
gameplay, solid story, immersive, and lots of content.
I told you it wasn't bad. It's
Okay.
just that the demo kind of gave it a bad impression. People kind of gave it a miss.
Okay. So, I mean, because I didn't, obviously, you guys know me, I don't know
But
that
we'll see
much.
how the remaster goes.
Yeah, so what is happening? I just want to check with the Summer Games Fest for you guys so you can see what they have. So what's next? Okay, so Destiny on the 9th of June, it's the Destiny 2, the next chapter. That's just a worldwide reveal of the next chapter.
The darkness will finally appear. All the game's copies will just go black. The
Yeah.
darkness has appeared. The end.
And then apparently on the 13th of June, Guerrilla Collective, new dates. It's the dates obviously change, and the new date is the 13th of June. That is a new look at Baldur's Gate 3 and more. And then
the new Baldur's Gate looks like very interesting. Like I don't usually I haven't been into isometric RPGs like before. Like I've given like a past like glance at them.
Yeah.
But those are like the Western RPG roots right there, and it looks like it could be good. Like the way they've upgraded things to be a bit more modern. It's not completely bad for an isometric game. It looks like very detailed, and looks like the story choices are quite interesting as well.
Yeah. And then on the 13th of June, but it says postponed and then it says new date 13 June. That's the PC gaming show.
Yeah.
Is there anybody want to watch?
I mean, okay, the PC gaming show has been getting better every E3, I would say. They weren't as bad as when they first did their conference thing. They've been getting better, so maybe.
Maybe.
But yeah, they've never been like, it's never been like a headline show, if that makes sense. It's never been like, oh my god, did you check the PC conference? That was that
everyone's
game.
like, oh, we need to watch the PC conference. Oh my gosh.
No,
every
more
year it's like, okay, maybe we'll watch it.
No, there's like one or two little highlights from that. Like I remember seeing Man-Eater there for the first time. That game with that shark where you play an RPG. I remember first seeing that there. That was like the only game that I remember seeing it.
I remember one year we were watching it. Was the first year that I actually watched E3, and I watched it with you, and you were like, you warned me. You said, I'm just telling you this is going to be boring. Yeah, and I had to go to work the next day, but I stayed up and I nearly fell asleep during the first time that I watched the PC game show. It wasn't last year, I think it was like 2 years prior to that. And I remember you were saying, just don't, if I'm just telling you, it is kind of boring and you might just want to fall asleep. And I was like, no, I want to watch it. I want to be part of everything, whatever. Yeah. But last year wasn't that bad. Last year I covered that. Last year it wasn't too bad.
They get slowly better every year. They learn their lessons.
And then the next thing that's happening there's a lot of stuff happening. There's 3 things happening on the 13th of June. I don't know what this is. Future Games Show. A digital showcase of upcoming games. I don't know.
I think that's like Games Radar, not Games Radar, GameSpot, or one of those game outlet people things are organizing that. Yeah. I can't even remember what. Oh yeah, the IGN one is the Summer Fest of Gaming.
Yeah, something like that.
Something. There's so many little things. That's the only other not so great thing about like not having like one conference for everything, which E3 was, is that like you have all these little events now and you have to kind of keep track of them kind of individually, and they all got their own weird little names that you don't know who's behind what and.
Yeah.
a
And
little
then
bit overwhelming.
and then they've got the Steam Game Festival Summer Edition. New games, play and wishlist upcoming
That's just
PC
gonna
games on
just gonna
Steam.
be sales. That's just sales.
That's running from the 16th to the 22nd of June. And then there's something here. Upload VR Showcase on the 16th of June as well. It's just new VR game announcements.
VR games are not. They're hard to show off well, especially like online, because
Yeah.
I know I know a lot of people don't like VR, but I think it has potential for the future. It's just that it's maybe not quite ready yet. It needs to be in the oven a little bit longer before. It needs to be cheaper and a little bit more accessible before it's ready for prime time. But it's getting there, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be for the next generation of console, but maybe the following one, it might be a main feature. Maybe? Cross fingers?
Yeah, and I
But
see
we'll see.
everyone's saying, yeah, woohoo, more Destiny. Just released Destiny 3. Come on, with no Activision involved, Bungie by themselves, it should be a good game. Activision, I want to see Minesweeper 8K edition. And I want a Solitaire Vegas edition, and so does Ginger Avenger, is agreeing with Thunder Phoenix. Guys. Wait, hold on, wait. And then we just got EA Play. We all know about that. That's on the 18th of June.
Yeah.
And then on the 22nd of June, we have the Developer Showcase, which is a upcoming independent and larger scale projects, a look at that kind of stuff. Then the 23rd of June is the new Game Plus Expo. Announcements and updates from companies including Sega, Atlas, and more. Then on June 24th, Marvel's Avengers War Table, but we saw the trailer. There was a trailer out for that. They had their little trailer out. And then 25th of June is Cyberpunk, the Night City Wire. And then on the 27th is Bit Summit Gaiden. Look at upcoming Bit Summit Gaiden. I hope I'm saying that right. A look at upcoming Japanese independent games.
Okay.
So June is pretty chock-a-block. So it's from next week. When's the 9th? It's next week, yeah. It will be pretty busy. Where PlayStation will fit in between all of these dates, we do not know. But
I'm sure PlayStation will get prime time whatever time they choose. They're
Yeah.
gonna be their top dog. They're gonna take. Oh, it looks like they took out ads on TV for this conference that they were gonna do this week, but they pulled those because obviously they changed last minute. So it's gonna steal whatever is happening on there. It's gonna steal the limelight from that. Unless it's something other major event that we don't know about that's happening.
I
I'm
would
pretty
love
sure
it
Tony.
if they would do it on the 18th of June when EA is supposed to have
Oh, nobody watch EA. And you know what's sad? The only reason people watch EA is because maybe something will happen. It's not because they know something's gonna.
Yeah.
It's always gonna be because maybe something's gonna.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe there's something show. Maybe they show something amazing. And then like you always get disappointed. So sad.
Yeah,
It's
it's
sad
always.
that they're that predictable. Which
Yeah.
oh well.
It is sad. It is very sad that they're that predictable. But moving on, the next story, which this is kind of dodgy. This was kind of wrong on a lot of levels. We're still on decent length for stream. Well, this is the last topic for the show. So it's because of you guys, because you guys gave us extra stuff to talk about. So I mean, it's because of you guys. Always, you guys always help us. So that's the reason why we have these extra things to talk about. Otherwise, I think we would nearly be done by now. Because
you help keep the conversation going.
Yeah, you guys help the flow, and you give us extra details and stuff, and then we can just check it out really, really quick. But so Take-Two. This was like quite a big story this week. They apparently put a company by the name of Star Theory Games out of business.
I heard about this. Oh,
so this is pretty sad what they did. I mean, there was a long article about this, and basically, a deal went sour, and Take-Two weren't happy about it, and then decided to swoop in and take all the staff, or try and take all the staff from Star Theory Games and make them work for them. They hired them, basically. So,
Pretty scummy.
Yeah, so 3 months after losing a deal, they just decided, okay, we're going to go in. And there's like in-depth details from staff members saying what had happened, because they didn't know what was going on. But apparently this is what Take-Two said. This is from them. They say, this was an incredibly difficult decision for us to make, but it became necessary when we felt business circumstances might compromise the development, execution, integrity of the game. And the game is on the screen now, the game that they're talking about. Michael Cook, an executive producer at Private Division, a publishing label within Take-Two Interactive Software Inc., wrote in the message, which was reviewed by Bloomberg. To that end, we encourage you to apply for a position with us. That was...
Yeah, it sounds like not a difficult decision. It sounds more like, oh, we saw an opportunity and we took it.
Yeah, so they basically came in, apparently the big hobnobs of this Take-Two company, and they came in and basically sat down and was like, okay, guys, do you want to work for us? Do you want to come work for us? So now, I mean, they were working on this game, and this game was actually shown at E3. It's Kerbal Space Program 2. And a lot of people were quite excited for it.
Geez, that game.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
That sucks. That team made a fun little game. The first Kerbal Space Program game was pretty fun. A lot of space YouTubers use that to show off different things.
Yeah, so it's that game, and I remember watching like people's reactions when they saw this, and everybody got so excited. So this is the game that, that they're talking about. So it's kind of...
oh, that sucks. Oh.
So, yeah, so that's what they did, which is really, really dodgy. And and a lot of people, they said they took their tactics, like, to the extreme. And
yeah, it sounds like
it's like a big...
Take-Two is always after the money. They've never seemed like the type of company that is out to help developers. Like even this Private Division thing, it's always been, it's more like a promo to get better PR with gamers. Because I think under Private Division they did something for I don't know if it was Sekiro. Maybe it wasn't Sekiro. I think it was Sekiro. And they did the Outer Worlds with Private Division as well.
Yeah.
So like it was basically like a brand that they could use to like improve the PR with gamers and like just maybe get some other games under their belt. But now it just seems like, oh, this thing's been doing really well, so let's like try and get these people in under our umbrella and we can make more money instead of just like help them out. Because Private Division, I think from my understanding, was just there to help smaller developers like develop their games without too much control from Take-Two. But it seems like no, that was just a passing fad with them. It seems like now they're just like, okay, this game's gonna probably make money. Let's try and make it so we can own the IP and just like, or not even own the IP, just get all the people that are working on it and just make our own version or whatever they want to do.
Yeah, I just find it's like really sad, like coming in on a smaller company and doing that to them, because
there's nothing the smaller company can do.
Yeah, like, and they said in this article, even by the cutthroat standards of the video game business, Take-Two's tactics were extreme. It really was. So, I mean, it's really, really sad that they've done this to this smaller company rather than trying to build them up. And like, just because a deal didn't go through, you don't do that. You don't go in. I mean, like, and it's going to put a dent on their image, I think. Because it's... And also, I mean, it also means that I don't think other, like, indie games, like, any other of these smaller companies, they're not going to want to sign anything with them in the future.
Yeah, because that sounds like dodgy business practice. Like, you sign a contract with them and they just give you enough money to keep you afloat, and then when they see an opportunity, they'll just take take it away and like try and take whatever they can from you.
Yeah, so if I was a company and then Take-Two was like, oh, we're interested in your
I don't
game.
think, because I think there are other companies probably working with them currently, and they're probably looking at it like, oh,
Oh.
shivers, what did we sign up for?
Yeah, we don't want to we don't want to work with them
Oh, well,
anymore. Like, if
and
we
you can't
start
get out of
seeing,
it now because you got contracts and whatnot that you
yeah,
signed. So you
yeah,
look,
like
you're
if
like
you
stuck
see
in.
it, it's like, what are you gonna do? Like, because if they notice the same stuff that these staff notice, because they noticed little things that were happening, and they thought it was like things were like being really odd, like the
Yeah.
actual staff, and then, I mean, if other people are reading this, they're gonna be like, okay, well, if I start noticing weird stuff like this happening at my company, and Take-Two has taken like control of stuff, are they gonna like, basically make me work for them again, like what they did with this company? So it's just like it's a lot of stuff. It's just, I would be worried if I was a small company working under Take-Two, and it's just like, okay. Because what happens when you don't agree on something? Because I don't know what the whole big deal was.
They probably didn't meet a deadline for production target or something like that. Like from my understanding, like studios have to meet certain goals and certain time frames in order to keep funding from developers, and like they have strict contracts. Like if you don't meet a certain target for a certain time period, then they will stop funding, or they have the option to cut funding because you haven't met a certain target. So. But most companies are fairly understanding of like the process with games, and like sometimes it doesn't always meet 100% where you can meet the deadline, but they are willing to talk it out. And other companies, they'll see like, okay, you're not delivered, we're just going to cut the money off, which like the game could be like 90% done, and you just cut it off before it just needs to go that last little mile, which kind of sucks.
So, I mean, that is kind of sucky. And like everybody's saying in chat, like they like, oh, the little green people, and people want to like. I mean, it looks like a cute little game. So I actually don't know what's gonna happen to the game. I don't know if it's going to.
I know a lot of like I think I said before, a lot of YouTubers who cover space and like SpaceX and whatnot like to use that program to demonstrate stuff. So I think a lot of them are going to be disappointed. I know there was quite a few like nerdy nerds who liked the physics and whatnot in that game to experiment with whatnot, who are going to probably be sad with that as well.
So that is kind of sad about that. I mean, they can see them on the screen, like everyone can see them, the little alien things. They are aliens, right? The green aliens.
Yeah, I think they're Kerbals. I think they're called Kerbals.
Kerbals, sure. Yeah.
I think
they smile a lot. They don't stop smiling. But that was I think quite a big story this week. I mean, that's kind of sad that happened. And then just because Maddie brought it up, Lost. This is legit the Lost thing, because we spoke about it last week. And then the big announcement from last week. Sega.
News that blew everyone away that we can't stop talking about.
Sega's little thing that they had.
Yeah. Well, what's it called? The micro.
It's a micro Sega thing.
Yeah. It's like a 1-inch screen that you can barely see.
It's like it's not even, it's the smallest little thing ever. Like, I don't even know what the point is of having a screen that's like not even that big. And the thing is small. Look at it. It's ridiculous.
It's a handheld for ants.
Game Gear for the win. And Thunder Phoenix called it, just by the way. He did call it, like, because he still joked about it last week. But you know what's kind of sad about this thing is that you have, each color has different games on it. And also they cost about, like, I think they try to work it out, like it's going to cost about $50, around about $50. So if you want to own all 16 games, because there's 4 of these color-coded little mini thingies.
So there's 4 separate games on each one.
Yes, you would have to purchase, if you wanted all 16 of those games, you would have to purchase each one of those things to get all 16 games. Or get a bundle, which is over $200.
Yeah, that's how they catch those collectors, because the collector's like, oh, I got one. It's like, oh, it's the best one. No, you don't have everything.
And Kaki, I can tell you right now about the batteries. AAAs. That's what it takes.
Oh.
AAA batteries. So you still have to pay for the batteries as well. 3 hours of gameplay, maybe on it. Maybe. So
yeah, but that's old school Game Gear. Old school Game Gear, you had to have plug into the wall to really gaming time into it.
At least you could play it for hours if you had to plug it to a wall. I mean, now you just get a battery.
Yeah.
It's AAA batteries that you have to put into this thing. I mean, it's the size of a little keychain. It's not even that big. It's the tiniest little thing, and because it's only got 4 games on each one and it's different games, it's I mean, it's that was what the big deal was. So everyone,
there was also the news about Sega doing some fog cloud gaming, but that's for their arcade system, and it's like only really relevant to Japan, which is like also that wasn't really big news. Maybe in Japan it's big news, but like for us it's like
and they are
so that reporter kind of blew things out
that
out of proportion.
That
like
Japanese reporter, he really just because
maybe
it's not on the
maybe to him it's big news, but to me that was like
okay, it's not on the same level as the PS5. It's not.
Yeah,
the wired. The wired.
Not even the.
No, it's
not. Not
not.
even that fog thing for arcade, whatever. That fog server, whatever nonsense. It's not even on the same level.
Yeah, it's just so this. Thank you, Maddie, for bringing this up again. Of what was really the big news. So yeah, that was, thanks a lot, Sega. And people are still thinking, they do think that they're still going to announce something else. I don't know what, because
not it.
No, apparently it wasn't, but because it's so bad, people are hoping that there's going to be something else
I
that
think
they're going to announce.
I think those two things were either it. I think that the other dude that reported he'd been watching too many press conferences with Peter Molyneux and like learn how to over exaggerate things, and yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah, and Ginger Avenger says, one thing I loved about the Game Gear was a TV that you could have on it. Blew my mind as a kid. But and this thing's like
tiny little TV.
Yeah, but this thing is tiny. Like, it's minute. It's like this. Can you even see what you're supposed to be doing? I'll give you a penny for each thing, Kaki says. I mean, really, it's like it's not even. It's like, why? I mean, really. So that was the big announcement. But I think we all can come together and say to each other, we knew it wasn't going to be big news. We knew it wasn't going to be something that's going to blow everything out of the water. We just took it with a grain of salt. It's just like, whatever. So I mean, that really was everything that happened this week. I mean, nothing else really major. There was only stuff that happened with Ubisoft and
the Truckmania subscription, but not a subscription thing.
Yeah, that happened, but I haven't played. I didn't even know that game existed.
Apparently, you have to pay like a yearly subscription to get access to the track editor, from what I understand. And Ubisoft was saying that it's not a subscription. It's just a one-time payment for a service that you can have for a certain period of time, which is basically what a subscription is.
Yeah, no,
But anyway.
Yeah, they're saying it's a subscription model, but it's not really a subscription. Basically, that's what they're saying. And also, you can play the base game for free, but
Amazing.
you need, if you want to do anything else, you have to subscribe. But they're saying you don't. It's not a subscription.
Why don't they just sell the game for a retail price and be done with it? Like, what? Why do you have to reinvent the wheel?
It's their version of surprise mechanics, like Ginger Avenger said. Right there.
And like, if you want to sell extra, like, make more tracks and then sell it to people later. Like, is this so hard to do?
Yeah,
is Ubisoft so hard off the money?
Apparently they are. They are making so many issues for themselves this year. Ubisoft are like digging literally the biggest hole for themselves. They were doing so well until that
Yeah.
gameplay trailer. And
Yeah.
I'm doing inverted commas, air bunnies. I'm doing the air bunnies. Like it's not gameplay, people. It's not gameplay.
Mm,
So I just, I just won't. And Andy says, I stopped buying EA games after that person from EA gave that statement. I think a lot of people, when stuff like
yeah.
this happens, and certain things happen with certain companies, a lot of people just like, you know what, I'm not going to play anything to do with that company.
Yeah.
I'm deleting the games. I don't want anything to do with them. I mean, I don't want to give. I know I played Dead Space last year, but that was just because I wanted to play it. But I in no way wanted to promote EA at all, even though they were
Yeah.
part of that game. But it's
It's not instantaneous, so the publishers don't notice it straight away. They think they got away with it, but like over years and time, like they eventually start to notice the sales decline, and people don't get so hyped up for their games, and then like they wonder why. It's like, what did we do wrong?
yeah.
It's like, oh, remember that thing you did a couple of years back, which was really scummy? We remember that still.
No. So it's just I also like try and like not. I don't want to play anything associated with a company that's just doing really really bad. Only
Mm.
maybe to laugh at what they release, maybe, and
Yeah,
just like dig into them. But yeah,
but they can always make a comeback, and that company is, well, I don't want to say that, but
yeah.
most bad companies are redeemable in some fashion.
It also boils down to management. If they're taken over by a different,
Yeah, they just have to listen to what people are saying at ground level and not
yeah.
like get up their own butts and
I
like
mean,
avoid
EA,
people
yeah,
that are
you
giving
can,
them good feedback.
yeah, they can go in cycles. I mean, the management of EA is not always going to be the management of EA.
Yeah.
It's going to have to change sometime or other. It's not going to be like that
Uh,
forever.
maybe EA is improving. They went this whole generation without winning an award for the worst company in America for a whole generation. They won it twice last gen.
They must be so proud of
Yeah.
themselves. I know,
Yeah.
like Maddie's saying also, surprise mechanics leeching off parents who kids want to play as a player in their sports games, scripting in the games, half finished game released every year, and it's also like you bring
Yeah.
up Bethesda as well. You can bring them up as well. It's just these companies, I mean, they know how to piss us off. Put it that way. They know how
Yeah.
to make us angry, and then they treat us like idiots. They think that we are not. I mean, and then you go on to all the forums and everything, and like gamers say it, like, don't take us for fools. We're not fools. We know what you
Yeah.
guys are doing.
Mm.
So, I mean, yeah, that it is what it is. But we're halfway through the year, people. We're halfway through the year. We're getting there, slowly but surely. It's been a bit of a sucky year, but let's just look forward to next week. We'll see what happens next week. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing else that really happened. I don't even know, Info Guy, if you can think of anything that happened this week other than.
I think we filled in all the
Yeah.
gaps we could with story news, unless there's some like major event that we.
Or breaking news. Any breaking news that is happening.
I'm sure in the
right
next
now.
few weeks we're gonna have plenty of news, but we say
Yeah.
that every week, and then something.
Yeah, and also
we're like broken records at this point. Like, so better next week. Then just it doesn't happen. I'm sure eventually we have to be right just once. We'll be like a broken clock. We run once. We'll be right once a day.
We would like to be once. right once, but I think, I mean, guys, we will, like, if these reveal events are happening, like, already with Destiny and everything like that, we will pick and choose which ones. No, Bethany, don't say it. We will pick and choose stuff, and then maybe we'll cover them if we think it's worthy of covering it. You guys can tell us as well if you would like us to cover it and react and everything. So you can tell me and Info Guy in Discord as well if you want us all to get together, break out the popcorn, and watch these things together. But just let us know, and I agree with you, Thunder Phoenix. It's just, his voice is too rough. I can't. The voice is too rough. I don't know what the hell they did with that character. Seriously, he could have been so cool. It's just that voice. But yeah, so, I mean, like, just looking at everything, I have gone back to the schedule, and, I mean, there is quite a few things happening on the 13th. Whether or not you guys want us to do it, if we could give you free popcorn, Ginger Avenger, we would. We would try and pass it through to you. Through I don't know what, a vessel. Yeah, the internet, through a vessel, some sort of thing. So, and yes, The Last of Us 2 is also just 12 days away, so, but we won't be saying anything about that because none of us are playing it. Don't know if you guys are playing it, but none of us are playing it. I mean, unless Info Guy purchased it without telling me, which I highly doubt. So there we go. But yeah, let us know, guys, if you want us to cover any of these things, any of these shows that are happening over the next few weeks. I mean, some of them might be a bit late or a bit early, like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning, but we'll see. But yeah, let us know on Discord. Because we don't mind. I mean, just to share with you guys and chill with all of you and laugh at these. I mean, sometimes they are really good laughs. I mean, how many times have we laughed, Info Guy, at some of these things? Some of it's pretty entertaining to watch, and it'll be fun to watch.
Like watching a train wreck in slow motion.
Yeah, especially EA. So yeah, so let us know as well. We will post it also in Discord, just to ask you guys if you want us to do it. And yeah, and Kaki says, I'm going to spoil it for everyone instead. I know you won't. Perma ban. So yeah, so I mean, we'll just have to see what happens this next week. And yeah, thank you guys. I mean, there's nothing else really that we have else to chat about. Just kind of awkward.
It's not awkward. It's fine. We covered the news. We did our job.
There's just not much news to cover. There's not much news to cover, so.
It's the world failing us, not us failing the world. There we go.
And the Ginger Village, is so much controversy around that game, and full game's been late because somebody already has it. That's The Last of Us. Everything was leaked, and Bethany says calling it now. It'll be overhyped, riddled with bugs, and everyone will complain after 2 weeks of claiming it's the greatest game ever. So we'll just have to see.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. We might, you know what? Ghost of Tsushima might be the underdog that overtakes The Last of Us 2. I said it. You guys know it. But thank you guys for dropping by and keeping us company. We will be back next week, Saturday, or maybe during the week. We will see if there's anything that's going to happen. We'll keep our eyes and ears open. Might be some PS5 news or whatever. We'll see. We'll talk about the Destiny 2 thing. I don't know if it's worthy of watching, but we'll see. We'll ask you guys. But thank you so much for being with us this Saturday. Info Guy, you want to sign off?
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Stay safe. Take care. Enjoy your weekends. And we will catch you next week, Saturday. Same time, same place. Keep being awesome, guys. So much FemmeForce love to you guys. Bye.